Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to the live stream. Hope all's are going well. Just getting things set up. Okay. Here we go. Okay, hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat whether or not you can hear me okay and levels sound okay. We have that rare and weird event going on right now, the solar eclipse in the UK, and it's just about reached its peak. And of course, where I am in the UK right now, we have a beautiful bank of clouds come across the sun, so we can't see anything anyway, even if we wanted to. So, but it still does look weird. Anyway, let's get on to other matters. We are today in the TWA livery of the new and updated Boeing 707-320 Charlie. This is the combi version. This is again the CIVA INS variant of the product, and we're going to be taking this from Miami up to New York to JFK, and we're going to specifically be testing the DME updating, position updating functionality of the CIVA INS unit to see how well and how smoothly working title have implemented their CIVA INS. We have Beyond ATC kicking off around us as well. So we're going to be flying IFR and using Beyond ATC as well. I did say in my previous live stream yesterday that the cargo, obviously this is a combi variant of the 707, which means that aft of that bulkhead is all the passenger compartment, and forward of that bulkhead is the cargo compartment. And yesterday, when we loaded up, we found actually that when you load up the weights and balances correctly, cargo crates appear in the aircraft, which is kind of cool. So we'll be watching out for that. So let's jump on board, and let's just close up that cargo compartment now. As we close it, let's jump outside. That door opened and closed pretty quickly, so. And also because there's no there's no GSX profile for this aircraft yet. GSX hasn't a clue what this looks like or what it is it's dealing with, so there's no way to actually add jetways or cargo ramps or anything really. It's just a bit of a mishmash still, and we still don't have any third-party liveries for the aircraft yet either, so. But, you know, we'll get there. What is that Delta going to do? How is he going to taxi? Is he going to taxi on the right taxi mark? Okay, it looks like he's taxiing down the center line. Okay, that's fine. That's what I would do in my aircraft, being that it's quite bigger. Right, so Okay, there's an aircraft taking off. Okay. So we know that Beyond ATC is working. That's good. Let's jump on board. And let's start getting set up. So, first things first, let's talk about our flight plan. Our flight plan has helps usually. Okay, so Miami to JFK. Block time is just under 3 hours. Air time is 2 hours 20. And the cruise is flight level 370. We're going to be taking a block fuel of 44,000, just over 44,000 pounds. En route burn will be about 28,000. We're going to take now you see this SimBrief profile is based off of, I believe, a full passenger configuration 707-320, not the combi version that we're running with. So the numbers are not going to be quite correct, and I found that out yesterday on my first live stream, so we will see how that goes. Estimated takeoff weight should be just above 240,000 pounds. Yeah, so we're going to be departing Miami with out of 08 right, and be climbing 370, and we'll be going to be using Foals 3, which is probably an RNAV SID, but we'll have a look at Little Nav Map and see what we can do in terms of kind of, well, actually Beyond ATC will vector us out, which will be fine. And then we'll get vectors into JFK. So the reason I chose this route this evening for specifically the CIVA INS DME updating procedure is because we'll be flying off the coast, and we can use VORs along the coast, along our track, but not directly on our track, to update our position as we go. And the eastern seaboard in the US is pretty much jam-packed with VORs. Hello, Ian. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well, and hope you have not blinded yourself. We've currently got a bit of a cloudy situation in Durham, so we can't really see it, even if we tried. So that's the flight plan, and we can get set up. So what we do first is we bring on cockpit preparation. Let's hit run.
Cockpit preparation checklist. Battery switch on.
He's going to run through all of that, and while he's running through all of that, let's go to Beyond ATC.
Emergency flaps.
All right, and let's have a look at ATIS. So, ATIS is
weather radar mode off.
ATIS is alpha,
Set to standby.
scattered at 4,000, scattered at
AC auxiliary
25,000.
set to off. Fuel dump panel cover.
See, altimeter is 3003, runway 0908,
Warning.
left, 08 right, and 12 in use. Acknowledge receipt of information alpha and advise aircraft type on first contact, okay? So clearance is the first thing we're going to go to, which is 135.35. So with the battery coming on, let's go down and have a look at 135.35. Set. Oh, COM 1 radio is off and COM 2 radio is off. Apparently our COM radios are off. At least that's what...
Generator is set to on. Flight recorder on. APU bleed valve open. Mach airspeed warning. Tested.
Is there like a radio master switch? Just wondering what what Beyond ATC
Quantity gauges.
what Beyond ATC
Door warning annunciators.
uses as detecting whether or not the radios are on or off.
External power off. Air conditioning on.
Because I know in the 727 there is like a master radio on/off switch.
Rudder test cards.
Oh no, it's just turned on. Okay,
Engine start.
it's just appeared. Okay.
Tested and off.
So let's go IFR clearance. So
On. Turbofan exit valves.
let's just have a chat. Miami clearance, Transworld Airlines 644 Heavy with information Alpha.
Set to on.
Altimeter 3003 requesting IFR clearances filed.
Fuel temperature selector. Tested.
TWA 644 Heavy, Miami clearance, cleared to Kennedy Airport. Bowles Tree departure with the Alira transition, then as filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 125.5, squawk 1414.
Tested and off. Testing crossfeed valves.
Cleared to Kennedy Airport. Bowles Tree departure with the Alira transition, then as filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 125.5, squawk 1414, TWA 644 Heavy.
Shut off. Closed.
TWA 644 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.8 when ready for pushback or engine start.
We'll contact ground 121.8 when ready for pushback or engine start. TWA 644 Heavy. Good day, thanks.
Wing isolation.
We're very welcome.
Open.
Okay. So we are good to call ground whenever needed to. And the
Preparation checklist. Completed.
completed. The cockpit prep is done. Before start checklist, let's go to that. Before we do that, though, let's now go to our CIVA INS, the star of the show this evening. And a listener, good evening, afternoon, Eclipse, Sir Peter, and chat, lol. Yep, good to see you. And I assume, a listener, that the fact that you can type in the chat and see the screen means that you have not blinded yourself. So, good stuff. Well done.
Miami clearance, Southwest 1653, Date Golf 9 request IFR clearance to Austin Bergstrom with information Alpha.
We remember from the last one that when you start up in cold and dark in this aircraft, it
Southwest
automatically
1653,
puts your
Miami
starting
clearance,
position
information
in the
Alpha
box
correct,
for you.
cleared to Austin Bergstrom
So all
Airport.
you have to do is go
Blades
immediately
for
from
departure
off
with the bags
to a line.
transition, then as filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 125.5, squawk 7455.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to CIVA and I'm going to go, yes, I need to go back to SimBrief Dispatch. Nope.
Climb via SID, departure frequency 125.5, squawk 7455, Southwest
Yes,
1653.
SimBrief Dispatch.
Southwest 1653, read back correct. Contact ground 127.5 when ready for pushback or engine start.
Ground 127.5 when ready for
We're gonna
pushback
import
or
the
engine
route.
start, Southwest 1653.
And import weights. Okay, you can see the aircraft change there. Okay, and we can go back there and back to here. Okay, so that is all of our waypoints. First one is Alira. Let's just go double check our flight plan and see if that is correct. Okay, interesting. It hasn't added in the SID. So what we need to do is we need to import procedures, reset, import route. There we go. There we go. So now it has the SID in there as well, and the star. Okay. So that's all done. We don't have to worry about the importing of our waypoints. That's all automated for us, as you can see. That's not that's not really the focus of my live stream this evening. My focus of the live stream this evening is checking to see if my DME update situation works.
Delta 1332 Heavy, request IFR clearance to Hartsfield, Jackson, Atlanta.
Let's go to nav. Let's also check the
Delta 1332 Heavy, Miami clearance. Advise you have Alpha, cleared to Hartsfield, Jackson, Atlanta Airport. Flamingo 2 departure with the STEMI transition, then as filed. Climb via SID, departure
Set the
frequency
trim.
125.5, squawk 3560.
Okay, so we're pretty much, I think, ready for...
Cleared to Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta Airport. Flamingo
Oh,
2
you're in the
departure
USA.
with the stymied
Okay.
transition, then as filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency 125.5, squawk 3560, Delta 1332 Heavy. Delta 1332 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 127.5 when ready for push or start. Will contact ground 127.5 when ready for pushback or engine start. Delta 1332 Heavy, thanks.
Before start checklist. Battery switch. On. Weather radar mode. Set to standby. Yaw damper. Checked and on. Window heat. Set to low. Engine start levers. Cut off. Parking brake. Set. Rudder and aileron trim. Free and zero. Fuel boost pumps. On. Crossfeed selectors 1, 3, and 4.
Interesting.
Crossfeed selector 2. Open. Air conditioning. Off. Galley power. Off. Start pressure. Available. Wheel well light. Off. Beacon and navigation lights. Is on. Wing isolation valves. Open.
Okay, we need to go to 1218.
Engine starter guards. Open. Before start checklist. Completed.
One two one eight set. Miami ground, TWA 644 heavy, requesting push and start.
TWA 644 heavy, Miami ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Push and start approved,
Hello,
phase
Captain. We
south.
are ready for pushback.
TWA 644 heavy. Oh, we got chocks on still. Oh. Oh, yes, right. Let's just jump out and deal with that. Don't mind me, pushback crew. I am not here. I am invisible. You do not
American
see me.
1301, taxi to gate Delta 38
There
via
we go.
Victor, Quebec, Whiskey November, Niner. Taxi to gate Delta 38 via Victor, Quebec, Whiskey
Departure checks
November, Niner,
completed.
American
Bypass
1301.
and inserted.
Okay. Right, so that's happening. That's good.
Locking gear.
So once we get up in the air, we can talk about DME position updating, which is what I'm focusing on this evening.
Southwest 1653,
And
cross runway 8 right at Mike 1.
you'll be pleased to know that there is
right at Mike 1, Southwest 1653.
there is a manual that's been provided
Southwest 1653,
by
contact Miami
working
Tower
title
118.3.
for
Have a
this
good
aircraft.
afternoon.
We want nose to the right.
118.3, Southwest
Release parking
1653.
brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
United 1983, Gate Golf 1-2, request pushback.
Okay, engine 2 alive,
United
N2
1983,
alive.
Miami ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face southwest.
15%
Pushback and engine start approved, face southwest, United 1983.
Let's listen. Let's listen to internal engine starts here.
starter release. %N2, lever to idle.
Oh, come on.
Engine start valve open. %, N2, lever to start.
Please set parking brake. Waiting your
pressure
confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground.
Starter release.
We have a good engine start.
United
You can disconnect.
1983 ready to taxi to
Unlocking
the active.
gear.
Delta 1332 Heavy, contact Miami Tower 118.3.
50% N2, lever to
Over to
idle.
Tower 118.3, Delta 1332 Heavy.
United 1983,
Engine start valve.
runway 8 right taxi via 20 Papa Quebec, Mike 1.
Runway 8 right taxi via 20 Papa, Quebec, Mike 1, United 1983.
American 3237, gate Delta 41, request pushback.
American 3237, Miami ground, pushback and engine
Oil
start
pressure
approved,
rising.
face west.
Pushback approved, face west, American 3237.
Starter release.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
50% N2, lever to idle.
Left is clear, right is clear.
Engine start valve open.
Oh, crap.
%, N2, lever to start.
Of course, I completely forgot not to push back before I had fully aligned. That's going to come and bite me in the backside.
Oil pressure rising.
Let's hope that I can...
Starter release. %, N2, lever to idle.
Okay, that shows you that you can actually do that.
After start checklist. Engine start switches. Off and guarded. Engine start levers. Set to idle. APU bleed valve. Closed.
American 158, gate Delta
Engine
42, request
generators.
pushback.
American 158, Miami ground, pushback
Check.
approved, face west.
Pushback approved,
Essential
face
power
west, American 158.
Set to 3. Engine 2, 3, and 4 turbo compressors.
American
Start.
3237, ready to taxi to the active.
Checked and on.
American
Interconnect
3237,
valve.
runway 8 left,
Set to
taxi
off.
via 15,
Air
Yankee 2,
conditioning.
Juliet, Juliet,
On.
Papa, November, Quebec,
APU
Mike
master
1,
switch.
Lima 1, hold
Off.
short of runway 8 right.
Doors. Verify closed.
Runway 8 left taxi via 15,
After start
Yankee 2,
checklist.
Juliet, Juliet, Papa,
Complete.
November, Quebec, Mike 1, Lima 1, hold short of runway 8 right. American 3237.
TWOA 644 Heavy, taxi for departure.
TWOA 644 Heavy, runway 8 right taxi via 22, 14 Charlie, 22 Papa, Quebec, Mike 1.
Runway 8 right taxi via 22, 14 Charlie, 22 Papa, Quebec, Mike 1 TWOA 644 Heavy.
Taxi checklist. Taxi lights. On. Essential power selector. Set to 3. Probe heat. On. Transponder. On. Speed brake lever. Pull forward.
American
Galley
158,
power.
request taxi to the active.
Set and on. Fuel boost
American
pumps.
158, runway 12 taxi via
Is
8
on.
November 8 Mike, Quebec.
Fuel heaters.
Runway 12
Off.
taxi via 8 November 8, Mike,
Flaps.
Quebec, American
Set to
158.
14 and green lights.
United 1983, contact Miami Tower 118.3.
0.2.
Contact Tower 118.3,
Oh, for
United
goodness sake.
1983.
10.
Here we go.
7. Taxi checklist. Completed.
No, I didn't mean to open that.
American 3237, cross runway 8 right at Mike 1.
Cross runway 8 right at Mike 1, American 3237.
American 3237, contact Miami Tower 118.3.
Contact Tower 118.3, American 3237.
American 30088 Delta 38, request pushback and engine start. American 3008 Miami ground, pushback approved, face west. Pushback approved, face west, American 3008. American 158, contact Miami Tower 118.3.
Over to Tower 118.3, American 158.
American 2899 at Date Delta 24, request pushback and engine start.
American 2899, Miami ground, pushback and engine start approved, face west.
Pushback and engine start approved, face west, American 2899.
American 3008, ready for taxi to the active. American 3008, runway 12 taxi via 8 November 8 Mike, Quebec. Runway 12 taxi via 8 November 8 Mike, Quebec, American 3008.
Aha, thank you. Ooh.
American 2899, request taxi.
American 2899, runway 8 left, taxi via 7 November, Mike Papa Lima, 1 hold short of runway 8 right.
Runway 8 left, taxi via 7 November, Mike Papa Lima, 1 hold short of runway 8 right, American 2899.
Hey, greetings from Burbank. Good to see you. Mad Creative. We're doing a run from Miami to JFK in the new Boeing 707, and we're testing out the CIVA INS DME position updating capabilities. This is beyond ATC. I haven't gone on VATSIM yet with this aircraft. I'm only on beyond ATC. Look at the compass wobbling. Guys, I didn't notice that. Look at the compass wobbling when you brake harshly. Look at it going back and forwards. Isn't that cool? That's cool.
American 3008, contact Miami Tower 118.3, take care. Contact Tower 118.3, American 3008, good day. TWA 644 Heavy, contact Miami Tower 118.3.
Miami Tower 118.3, TWA 644 Heavy. 118.3. Miami Tower, TWA 644 Heavy, holding Mike 1.
TWA 644 Heavy, Miami Tower, wind 110 at 8, RNAV to Jimba, runway 8 right, cleared for takeoff.
Coolant air valve selector. Set to temperature control.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 18.
Pressurization mode
My TWA
takeoff.
644 Heavy.
Transponder.
No TWA 644 Heavy,
Weather
cleared for
radar.
takeoff, runway 8 right.
Set to normal. Engine start switches.
Runway 8 right, RNAV to Jimba, clear for takeoff, TWA
Set to
644
flight
Heavy.
start. Strobe lights. On. Landing lights. Extended and on. Before takeoff checklist. Completed. Oh, okay, Elsinore. Nice.
Okay, take off. Let's go.
American 2899 ready for departure, runway 8 left. American 2899 Miami Tower, wind 110 at 8, RNAV to Jumbo, runway 8 left, cleared for takeoff. Runway 8 left, RNAV to Jumbo, cleared for takeoff, American 2899.
Miami Tower, Delta 1579, visual runway 8 left.
Delta 1579 Miami Tower, continue.
Roger, Delta 1579.
TWA 644 Heavy, contact Miami departure.
Speed check. Select flaps up. Setting climb power.
Contact Miami departure, TWA 644 Heavy. Miami departure, TWA 644 Heavy, leaving 1,800 feet for flight level 180.
TWLA 644 Heavy, Miami departure. Good afternoon, radar contact.
Miami departure, American 2899, leaving 1,500 feet for 16,000 feet.
American 2899, Miami departure, radar contact.
After takeoff checklist. Landing gear. Up and set to on. Engine start switches. Off and guarded. Pneumatics. Set. Temperature controllers. Set to automatic. Air compressors. On. After takeoff checklist. Completed.
Hello, disabled aviator. Up through 8,000 feet. Two 992 set and cross checked. Oh, you're racing me from San Diego. Nice. What are you flying? Are you flying the 707? If you are, I'm betting you I'm going to get there first, as I've started on the eastern seaboard. I'm just going to turn down the The A320, okay. 10,000 feet. Let's accelerate past 250. Let's go up to 300 for the moment, I think. Let's get back up to Ypres. Beautiful. Okay, so in the climb, we're roughly set for the climb nicely. I'm just going to start to think now about my DME position updating. I'm still at 05, which is good.
Cargo box 701, contact Miami Center 132.2.
If you look at Volanta and look for a plane right north of Topeka, that's me. I don't know where Topeka is, but...
American 2899, contact Miami Center 132.2.
Center on 132.2, American 2899.
Anyway. Right, so let's pull open the... manual for the aircraft. Aviation documents. 707. And have a look at the DME position updating module here. Oh, if you've got 2 hours, we might get in at the same time. Right, there we go. DME station programming and aided inertial operation, drift and position corrections, drift and position corrections. There we are. Drift and position corrections. Correction for drift. So the bit we want is...
TWLA 644 Heavy, contact Miami Center 132.2 CU.
Center on 132.2, TWLA 644 Heavy. Miami Center, TWLA 644 Heavy. Good afternoon. Passing 15,300 feet for flight level 180 direct mark.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think...
TWLA 644 Heavy, Miami Center. Good afternoon. Climb maintain flight level 370.
What I'm going to do...
maintain flight level 370, TWLA 644 Heavy.
...is I'm going to use the FSS 727 manual. Because I know that process very thoroughly. And if here we go. Okay, so for the FSS 727, which is essentially the same unit, they have this. Now these steps I have used many times before on the 727, and these are what I'm going to apply to the 707 this evening to see if the working title unit is the same. So let's just zoom out here and let's find ourselves some VORs that we can start to use. Let's see. There's one. No, that's a VORTAC. Does it fly? There's another VORTAC. There's one there. What's the distance on that? 40 nautical miles. That won't do. We need something with a lot of range. Let's have a look. Range 25 nautical miles. Wow, some really weak VORs. I know England has a lot. I know England has or the UK and Europe has a lot less VORs, but they seem to be on average far greater strength. 25 nautical miles. Yeah, really, 40 nautical miles. This is not good. Range 250 nautical miles. There we go. Frequency is 1595. Savannah, Vortac. I don't know about using a Vortac, but we will see if it works.
Miami Center, Speedbird Tree Golf Super, good afternoon, flight level 195.
We could also use another VOR. Let's see if we can get a True Blood DME VOR with long range here. That's 40 nautical miles. This is not good.
Miami Center, Bahamas 204.
40 nautical miles.
Flight level 209.
130 nautical miles.
Bahamas 204, Miami Center, radar contact.
Hey, I thought we had some good VOR coverage here. Yeah. This is not good. So few in here. Yeah, the USA is shedding its VORs, as has Europe before it, sadly. But that is the way of things. That's why we need like a dedicated Navaid pack that brings back all of the old VORs into the sim. We need one desperately. Ah, there's another one. Wilmington. Okay. So we've got two VORs, which we will start to plot to help us with our DME position updates. There's that one there. Okay. So, first things first. We can have a look at our CIVA INS. Now, like I said, I'm going to run through the FSS 727 steps because I know them very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start now. So set data selected to waypoint. Set waypoint DME selected to the number of the DME station to be loaded, which is station 1. Simultaneously press 7 and 9. Okay, now this is actually... Okay, the from to display will show the flashing active DME station index, 0 if no station is selected, or select... Okay, input DME station lat long as described here. Okay, now
American 1457, contact Miami approach 124.85.
Now I'm going to grab the lat long of the DME. And that is going to be north 3208.7, enter. West 08111.9, enter. Okay. Next, press waypoint change key. Press number of your selected waypoint, which is 1, and insert. Simultaneously press 3 and 9. Press key 2 or 8 to indicate following load is altitude. Round off the DME station altitude to the nearest 1,000. And that is currently, 22 feet, so it's going to be 0. Insert. Press insert. Press 4 or 6. Now load the frequency. And the frequency
Miami Center, Delta 2129.
is
Good afternoon through 16,000
115.95.
190 directable.
Delta 2129, Miami Center. Good afternoon. Climb and maintain flight level 410.
Repeat steps 2 to 12 for each station. So that's been done for station 1. So let's go station 2. Actually, let's go back and reset like that. Let's go number 2, and let's guess 7 and 9, 7 and 9.
Good afternoon. Climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360.
Let's put the second DME in now. Let's just make sure that we're not overspeeding. Once we hit, okay, we're at 30. Let's increase throttle up to the EPR limit, like so, and continue our climb. So let's add, let me go back to this here. So press 7 and 9, input lat long as described here. Okay.
Miami Center, American 552, passing 16,000 feet for flight level 190, direct mark.
Okay, let's copy the lat long for that.
American 552, Miami Center, climb and maintain flight level 410.
Okay, that is north, 3, 4, 2, 1, 21.1, enter. West is 077, 52.4, enter. The next thing to do is input, press waypoint change key, insert the number and then insert. Simultaneously press 3 and 9.
Bahamas 204, expect runway 32.
Press 2 or 8 to indicate
32, Bahamas 204.
following load is altitude. Yeah, okay, we got this. So again, the altitude of this is probably going to be really close to 0. Yeah, 29 feet, so it's going to be 0. Insert. 4 or 6. And then we're going to put in the frequency, which is 1700. Insert. Okay, that's it. So, all being well, we should have position updates set for 2 different vortex along the coast. So what we need to do during this flight is we need to monitor my CIVA INS and see if all goes well. So really, struggling to hear you over the AI ATC. Okay, we can fix that really easily. Like that. Thank you, Ian. The disabled. When I learned about INS, I gained so much respect for the pilots back then. Yeah, no, so do I. So do I. So, we're still climbing nicely through 33,000 feet at about 1,500 feet per minute. That's much better, Ian. We have an inaccuracy index or an accuracy index of 15. Oh, nice, some nice contrails there. Oh, speaking of contrails, we need to go to Skytrails, live AI. There we go, like so. Okay, so as we're still in the climb, what I want to do is I want to now want to go back to the manual and actually just cross-check the CIVA INS manual for this airframe versus the FSS 727. Right. The Carousel 4 Alpha can refine its position by tuning and processing land-based DME stations. Each station is stored as a specialized waypoint slot containing 4 parameters: station lat, station's long, station's elevation, and broadcast frequency. DME station subpages. Viewing and modifying DME station data occurs in 3 specific DME subpage views: position, elevation, frequency, distance to station. Okay, that's what we were looking at earlier on. One commonality shared by all DME station subpages, and the easiest way to tell if you're viewing a DME station subpage as opposed to a similar looking waypoint pages, is that the From To display will show only a single flashing number. This identifies which DME station slot will be used for position corrections when in position PI mode 4, aided inertial navigation C 23.3, reading the desired track / status display. Okay. Just pausing to look at that because it's beautiful. Okay, so the DME station position subpage may be entered the following ways: setting the data selector to waypoint and pressing 7. Okay, so what we're going to do is, before I go any further in the manual, I'm going to wait until we level off in cruise and ensure that the aircraft is okay, and I'm overspeeding the EPR. Okay. Right, we're now in cruise. Okay, so we're on. Okay, very good. So all looks well. We are where we should be. We're in cruise. Let's go and have a look at our CIVA INS. Okay, so let's actually put it over to the right hand side like that. Let's just move it there so it's a bit more central in the screen so you can all see it. And then let's go and get our PDF. So so the DME station position subpage may be entered the following ways: setting the data selector to waypoint and pressing 7. Okay, let's put the data selector to waypoint and press 7. So now we are in the DME updating page. We're not in the normal menus of the CIVA INS. We're now in a separate set of menus. Okay, so now let's go back here. If already in the DME station elevation subpage, simply press 7. Okay. If already in the subpage, simply move the data selector. Okay. The DME station elevation and frequency subpage may be entered the following ways. Setting the data selected to waypoint and pressing 3. Oh, I see. Okay. The DME station elevation and frequency subpage. That's a different subpage. You should get that by pressing 3. Which let's just hit 3. Yeah. Okay. So for DME, for the second DME, which I said was yeah, I still remember that information. That VORTAC is 117.00. That's correct, and it's rounded off to the 1000th in elevation, which is this one. So if I go back to 7, yeah, that's the lat and long. If I go back to 3, was it they said? Yeah. So that's the elevation of the VORTAC, and that's the frequency of the VORTAC. Okay. So that's what those two pages, 3 and 7, will. Yeah. You see how it says. See how it says 7, but underneath 7 it says LL. That's the lat and long page, right? Lat and long is, if I press that, that gives you the ability to input the lat and long. For that, the frequency, you see how the button number 3 has frequency above? If I press that, it takes you to the frequency and the elevation, right? The DME, I mean frequency DME, in real life you would press 3 and 9 together, or 7 and 9 together, but they've just coded it slightly differently. In the FSS 727. They tell you to press 2 or 8, 3 and 9 quickly one after the other to simulate pressing both of them at the same time. Okay, that's the only difference really I found so far. What console are you on? I'm on that big console called a personal computer, or a PC. I've never owned a console in my life, so... okay, so that's how you get to the frequency. The distance to DME station subpage may be entered in the following ways. Set the data setting to distance time. The data selected to distance time, and pressing either 3 or 7. The distance to DME substation page. Okay, so you can tell the distance to that DME? Ah, okay, so data selected distance time. I've never done this before, and then pressing... Oh. Oh, that tells me the distance. Oh. I never knew that before. Interesting. There's extra layers of pages that give me information I didn't know about. And I'm only learning about them now. Right, interesting. So you can tell, even though that VORTAC is technically outside. I'm outside of the range of that VORTAC right now. That VORTAC is only... Let me show you here. That VORTAC's range is only 250 nautical miles. But the CIVA INS can tell you that you're 373 nautical miles away from it, based on the fact that you gave it the lat and long. Yes, you see. VORTAC 1, VORTAC 2. You see? So we'll be 20 nautical miles roughly away from picking up that frequency and then using it in our aligning process. So if I go back to the waypoint and press 3, yeah, so this one, 1595. Yeah, this is all good. This is all good stuff. Hard to understand, hard to explain what you're looking at here unless you understand the different menus that you're in. But anyway, if already in either to exit any of the DME subpages, turn the data selected to any position other than waypoint or distance time. So to get out of the DME position update menu, you go to any other place. Like I just spam it far to the left and then come back to here. So we're on 2.5 at the moment. We should expect that to go back to 1.5, which is a more accurate position, once we come into the influence of our first Vortac. So basically, if I pull this over here, you can see I'm close to coming into the boundary of that first Vortac there, VOR. And once we get into the boundary of that VOR, we will slowly be using that VOR frequency to update our INS position, right? And I've chosen these two along our route, this one here and this one here, with these large ranges. You want to choose a VOR that's offset from your track, because the angle, it gives the INS a greater ability to track your current position if it can sense the angle change, if the VOR you're using to update is off your track. So do not choose a VOR that's in your flight plan. Don't choose a VOR to use as a position update that you're going to fly directly over the head of. Choose ones that are off to the sides, right? So that's what I've done. So I should be aiding my INS position update, my INS position from passing into here all the way to Delaware, essentially, right there. So it means that we should be able to complete this flight with a pretty accurate CIVA INS. Okay. So let's go back here. Hello, I'm back. I see you are testing the position updating. Yes, I am, Helix. I found an interesting thing already. I've learned that you can actually get the distance to the DME substation page, station subpage, which I never knew that was this page was a thing. So if I go to distance time instead of waypoint, and then I go 3, I get the nautical mile away from that position. So that's for the Vortac 1, and that's for the Vortac 2. You see, 1, 2, 1, 2. So, but we're going to be coming into the influence of number 1 very soon here, and I want to keep my INS on this so that I can see it become more accurate. That's going to be the real test. When I see that go from 2.5 down to 1.5, that's going to tell me that the INS is now becoming more accurate, even though I'm flying through the air. It's because it's using that VOR as an updating reference in the flight. So the idea, of course, would be ultimately is if you're doing your transatlantic flight, let's say from JFK, you would want to fly out of JFK and then use VORs along the coast. You know, you might want to use some VORs in Nova Scotia, like the Halifax VOR, to update your INS position. You know, there's one at St. John's, there's one at Gander, there's one at Sydney, which is on here. There are VORs around, and I'm fairly familiar with the VORs up the eastern seaboard here because I fly propliners in those areas, and that's all that you have in propliner land. To oh look, there's another PAA 11. What is that? Oh, it's a 742. Interesting. I think that's a VATSIM pilot. Yeah. I did my first flight last night, Boston to JFK. It was a mess though, since I was rushing to fly the plane. We'll do a real test today. Okay. Toga thrust on the 742. That is. Not sure what you mean, toga thrust, but yeah. Where was I? Okay, so back to here. We're still at 2.5. Let's just double check. Where are we? Okay? We're inside the influence of that VOR. It does take a while, I will say that. It won't immediately go from like really inaccurate to like bing. It's now like 0.5 again. It will take its time to gradually count its way back down into a more accurate state, if that makes sense. So let's just I'm really liking this add-on so far. I think it's, I mean, oh, I'm very close to my overspeed. So let's just knock the EPR back ever so slightly, just so that we're not nudging our way through that that speed there. Yeah, but we're going to remember we're currently on 2.5. We need to see if we can at least stay at 2.5 or go back to 1.5 while we're flying along the eastern seaboard. So. Hello there. Well said. In the 742, you could sew something called triple mix. Oh yeah, where all three INSs communicate with each other for more accuracy. You can also update your nav accuracy using 2 VORs. Yeah. It was for this message, but for some reason didn't get sent. Oh, I see. Yes. So that's correct, Togo Thrust. I'm really looking forward to the PMDG 747-100. Because it's going to have 3 CIVA INSs, and you're going to be able to do the triple mix. You're going to be able to do the ultra long haul transcontinental. That's going to be the absolute gold standard for CIVA INS navigation in MSFS 2024, because it's going to be PMDG. So you better believe that they're going to be able to do triple mix. So the IniBuild L1011-500, they've said the Lytton INS, the Lytton 72 INS, doesn't actually do triple mix in real life, even though they have 3 INSs in the aircraft. So, ooh, take that for what it is. But sadly, this aircraft, I mean, the only 2 criticisms I have about this add-on, right, and they're not even bugs, it's just the way it is. They've only given you 1 CIVA INS. I would prefer 2 so that you could do transatlantics with better redundancy. And the other thing is that I would like the option to remove the APU from this aircraft and then start the engines using air start, compressed air starts, because the majority of 707s at this era in history weren't using APUs. Actually, the old Aerosoft DC-8 didn't have an APU, and the way you would start it was with a ground air start, and you would get the ground air start connected, and then you would start one engine, so the ground air start had enough duct pressure for one engine. You would start the first engine, you would then start the second engine, but then you could disconnect the ground air supply, and then you could use the 2 running engines to then do a cross bleed start by engaging cross bleed, and then you would rev the engines up slightly to raise the duct pressure, so that then the other 2 engines had enough duct pressure to start based off of the first 2 engines. It's a lot of fun, and Aerosoft. But, you know, think what you like about Aerosoft in MSFS 2020 and 2024, but the Aerosoft DC-8 was good, was well done in that regard. It was an absolute handful to go from cold and dark to takeoff. It took easily an hour to an hour and a half of like very intensive mental effort to go through every single step, because in the DC-8, every single thing you can think of is manual. There's no automation at all in the DC-8. It's wild. Let's see. Same here. I would like the 742 more, though. I guess they'll make it at some point. Yeah, I've heard that they will fill in with the 742 at some point as well. I first flew the 742 back in FS 2004. back when the CLS 742 existed and the ready for pushback 742, which didn't have a virtual cockpit. Goodness me. How do you simulate a 742 without a... Oh, it would have been the old 2D. It would have been the old 2D cockpits back then. You see, I started my civilian flight simming just as 3D cockpits became a thing in FSX. Excuse me. Yeah, so I started in my flight simming, civilian flight simming, that is, just as FSX became a thing and 3D cockpits became the norm. My military flight simming began in IL-2 1946. That was the first thing I ever did, and I did that probably back in 2006. 2006-2007 was when I first started flight simming in IL-2 1946. I loved the DC-8 by Microsoft. I remember reading pages and pages of manuals to learn it properly. A great add-on. Would love to see a DC-8 in MSFS. I have heard that Sky Simulations, who did the DC-9, at some point in the future might also do a DC-8. So what level of quality it is, we will find out. So let's move on with this manual, see what we can learn. So we learned that you can find the distance to those waypoints. To exit any of the yeah, we read that. Okay, so I don't understand this. Okay, so INS nav computer elevation, station elevation, lat long. Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine. Okay, slot zeros. As with waypoints, DME slot 0 is a special reserved slot used for disabling correct updates without leaving. Okay, fine. Programming a DME station. Select the desired DME slot with the waypoint selected DME, slot, avoiding slot 0. Open the DME station position subpage by setting the data waypoint and pressing 7. Enter the DME station coordinates. Open the DME station elevation frequency. Enter the station elevation, pressing either 2 or 8. Yeah, insert button should be illuminated. Yeah, okay, so to the nearest 1,000 feet. Enter station broadcast frequency. Yeah, okay, this looks exactly like the FSS 727 process so far, yeah. Open any of the 3 DME station subpages as discussed above. The From To display will begin flashing the DME station to be used. Okay, maybe this is something we could do. Let me just go and get back into the. Oh. Mr. Anderson himself donated $5 through Super Chat. Thank you so much, Mr. Anderson. That's very kind of you. We're just going through the DME updating, and it seems to be working. I mean, it seems to be working. So what we need to do is we could go to, let's read this now. Selecting the DME station to use for position corrections. Maybe this is what we haven't done yet. So let's go to there and let's go like that. Okay, so now this is flashing. Open any of the 3 DME station subpages as discussed above. The To From display will begin flashing the DME station to be used. Press waypoint change key, like so. Both it and insert light will light and the number will stop flashing, yeah. Press the number of the desired DME station 2. Press insert. Oh, why has it gone back to flashing 0? Both it and waypoint change key will go out and the number will resume flashing. Okay. Okay, well, we'll just keep watching it, and if it goes from 2.5 to 1.5, we know we've successfully made it work. So we did this, and as you saw, it went back to flashing 0. Good grief, this is incredible. Thanks for the instruction. I've got some PDFs about the CIVA I'd be happy to send over if it would be helpful. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. I suspect, though, they're probably PDFs that I currently already have. I have all of the Captain Sim PDFs for their 707. I have the CIVA INS information from the FSS 727. I think someone gave me a Concorde CIVA INS manual. I also have the original 1974 Delco Carousel 4 manual, which you can find online. So between all of those, I can kind of cross-check them all and come up with something that's pretty. But I would be very happy to receive what you have. Are you on my Discord, Mr. Anderson? Funny thing is, I'm not even old. I'm only 22 years old. I just had to stick with FS 2004 because when I started, I only had a crappy laptop which couldn't handle anything other than FS9. I love it. I love it. I applaud your passion as a 22-year-old struggling with FS 2004. I love it. I tell you what, I still have P3D version 3, and I could still potentially install it and fly the old A2A Simulations Stratocruiser, which is a 32-bit software add-on running in a 32-bit simulator running on a 64-bit machine. It still works. The only reason I don't have it running right now is because I recently had my C drive died, and I had to replace the C drive and then reinstall everything from the ground up. So, and I just didn't have the heart to install all of that all over again, because it's quite a faff. If you think running and maintaining add-ons for MSFS is hard, go back to P3D and FSX. It's a nightmare trying to maintain things. Aha! I'm preaching to the choir then, lol. I'll try and find you on Discord. I'll give you my Discord link, man. Mr. Anderson, what we need to do is we need to do shared cockpit in this aircraft. We need to do that because apparently someone told me, was it you or someone else on yesterday's live stream, that that your controls, the Your Controls crowd are creating a profile for the 707, which pleases me greatly. No friends. How do I... Oh, no, I have to go to click this. Yeah, okay, this. Invite to server. Copy link. And here we go, I'll pop it in the chat. There it is. So, so far... Okay, so the INS is now at 3.5, so we're actually getting more inaccurate as we go. So it's not quite working. I wonder if it's VOR tax that I'm using and not true-blooded VORs with DMEs. I think that's probably the issue. That's my problem. Let's see if I can find one up near New York that is a true... that has some range. The problem is, so many of them have zero range. I already checked that one. Okay, I'm literally just gonna choose... I'm just gonna choose that. Yeah, I'm just gonna choose that and go with it. Okay, let's put a third one in. When I got my first PC and moved from FS9 to X-Plane 11. Wow, I can imagine. Right, let me just input this third INS waypoint, guys, so that we at least... we've got waypoint 1 and waypoint 2 are Vortax, and waypoint 3 will be a proper VOR. What is this? VOR this is a VOR DME. It's probably because this needs to be a VOR DME. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So, let's do this process again. Set waypoint selector, press 7. So let's... Oh no, we need to put this to number... There we go. So let's get the lat and long of this waypoint. Copy. Okay, let's input this. So it's going to be north 36 15.4. Enter. And west is going to be 076 10.5. Enter. So that's the lat long of the VOR, the VOR DME, and the frequency is 112.5. Yeah, 112.5. Let's go. Okay, we've done that, done that. It's got to be number 3. Simultaneously press 7 and 9. Yeah, press waypoint change key. Waypoint change key, press the number, and then insert. Yep. Simultaneously press 3 and 9. Okay, and then press 2 for the elevation. The elevation is going to be like 0 feet. Yeah, it's going to be 7 feet, so it's going to be a 0. 0, end, insert, and then we want to press 4 or 6 for the lat long. That for the frequency, that's going to be 12.5, like I said. 112.50. Enter. And that's it. That's it. So what we now need to do is do what we were told in the other manual, which was selecting the DME station to use for position corrections, right? So the from to display will begin flashing the DME. Actually, let's just read this. Yeah, here we go. The from to display will begin flashing the DME station to be used. Press waypoint change key, which is this key. Both it and insert will light. Okay, those two will now light. And the number will stop flashing, right? Press the number of the desired DME station, which will be 3. Note that selecting 0 will display further position corrections, just as if you had selected... Okay. And then press insert. So we're going to press 3 and insert. Like so. So let's go back to desired track. Right, so we have selected the third DME position, which is the small one here. We've selected this one. And obviously we won't start using it until we cross over. Oh, actually, now I've come to think of it, will we actually cross over that? I think we will. Let me have a look at the actual flight plan legs. Yeah, we will. Okay. Yeah, we will. Yeah, okay, cool. So we will pass by that. We will pass through its range of influence. It's not a very big range, but hopefully it's enough range for us to prove that the DME position updating does work. So yeah, we'll see. We'll have to wait until we get there. So, oh, this is interesting. Enabling automatic DME updating. Ensure the MSU is in nav, which it is. Set the data selected to desired track. Oh, this is cool. Let's try this. Okay. Okay, so let's do that. Let's read this. Enabling automatic DME updating. Ensure the MSU is in nav, which it is. Yep, and the MSU as in the multi, this is in nav. Set the data selected desired track, which it is. Set PI mode 4 by pressing 4. The insert button should illuminate and 00004 will show on the right display. Okay. Then press insert. The rightmost digit will now be 4, indicating that the unit is operating in aided inertial navigation mode. Okay, so Let's read that again. Let's go to desired track / status. Set the PI mode by pressing 4 and then insert. So 4, insert. Okay. Ah, yes. Yes. So we're in 3-4, which means that we're not 3-5, 4-5, 5-5, 6-5, 7-5. We're in 3-4. That means we're in aided inertial navigation mode, which means we now will the unit will automatically update its position whenever it comes into any of the 3 ranges of the VOR DMEs, except that the first 2 we tuned are Vortax and therefore don't count, which is why I believe, if I get the theory right, that this unit will only start realigning itself in the air once we pass into the influence of the 3rd that we created just now, which is the VOR DME. Okay, does that all make sense? Please let me know, guys, if you're still confused, because if you are, I'm happy to continue explaining if you have questions. I will be making probably more official videos on this that are kind of small bite-sized chunks. I did make some on the FSS 727's CIVA INS back a while ago, so and they should work with this as well. Excuse me. Ah, I just remember exactly who you are. I would watch your videos on the regular before university. First video I ever watched was the A2A Constellation. Wow, glad I could catch the stream. Dude, good to see you. Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, no, there were the old A2A Connie videos. I did long hauls from London to Sydney. That was back in the day. That was in my 20s, my man. That was in my 20s. I'm now in my 30s and I have a child of my own. Wow, time. I don't exactly have the time now to just sit for like days on end flying a Constellation, not like in real time from London to Sydney, but I was a student back then. Fun days. You can find all those on the YouTube channel. All of those playlists of each individual aircraft. So there should be an A2A Simulations Connie playlist there. So anyway, so let me see. Right. So we've done what we've done. We're in a bit of a quiet phase now of cruise while we cruise over towards our 3rd waypoint, and then we start to see the position updating work. And sadly, I'm just going to actually delete these range rings of these first 2 because they're confusing, and I don't believe the INS can actually use Vortax. I think it has to be a VOR DME specifically. And unfortunately, I just can't seem to find any VOR DMEs on the eastern seaboard that have like longer ranges than 40 nautical miles, which seems a bit ridiculous, you know? I'm gonna say that and then I'm gonna run into no, that one's 40 nautical miles. Like some of them, like if I go down to the Bahamas, like they should be longer. There you go, Bahamas, 250 nautical mile range on Nassau. What's this? Freeport has, again, 250 nautical miles on Freeport. See, I wonder if they're the older VORs that, you know, and there's NDBs there as well that you can use. So yeah. Vortax are one of those weird military things, I think. A Vortax, VOR tactical waypoints, that Vortax, I think they're military. At least I think so. Anyway, first time flies, I was 11 back then. Oh my goodness, shouldn't have said that. You're the reason I got into piston aircraft. Yes. Thanks for that. I'm the student now, but with no time to spare. Yep. Oh, that's you are the reason why I got into piston aircraft. Thank you. That's made my day. I just wish there were more prop liners for MSFS, because of course we've moved forward to MSFS 2020 and 2024, and all we've really had that's reliable is the DC-6 from PMDG. A2A sadly haven't brought forward their prop liners first. They're bringing in their GA aircraft first, which I guess makes sense from a business standpoint. But I would love to see them return to their prop liners. The Stratocruiser and the Connie both need places in MSFS 2024. And so I really hope that they return to those after they finish the Cherokee and the 182 next year. But that's going to be, what, 3 years away that they might bring them out at the earliest, so who knows, who knows. We do also have the Red Wing Super Connie, but I have to say that's just never worked for me, so. A VORTAC is a ground-based radio navigation station for aircraft that combines a civilian VOR, VHF omnidirectional range system, and a military TACAN, tactical air navigation system, into one unified site. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, yeah, so for some reason the CIVA INS in this doesn't align based off of VORTACs. Only VOR DMEs, I seem to think. Magenta airliners are great, but got bored. Yeah, I got bored too. TACAN stands for tactical air it's a military radio system that gives pilots exact bearing, direction, and slant range distance data relative to ground base, relative to a ground station or a moving ship. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Same here, Magenta Line airliners are great, but they got bored of them. I would love to see a Connie and Electra L188. The only good thing we have is the PMDG DC-6, but would love to see more. Exactly. So Toga Thrust, I'm now in the phase of actually developing period scenery for prop liners. I'm starting with Shannon Airport in 1959, and I'm developing it as a payware scenery. I'm hoping in the long run to develop a whole library of sceneries specifically for the late prop liner, early jet age, spanning like 1959, 1960, 1961 sort of time period. So I'm in production on Shannon at the moment, and I'm hoping to make progress. But progress is slow while I learn how to make airports at the same time as actually making one. So, yeah. Okay, so the flight's going well. Let me see. All is good. All is good. Let's have a look. So the proof of the test this evening really is going to be when we're going to enter the range of this VOR and see what happens. But by the time we get there, we'll probably be 4-4, probably 4-4 by that point. I do like this CIVA INS so far. I think I have a feeling, just with the menus that I've used so far, I have a feeling that this CIVA INS is well done. I have a feeling it's well coded and it's realistic. So, I've also been told that the FSS 727's CIVA INS is getting an update soon where they will fix the DME updating functionality, because it's been bugged and broken for over a year. Which is why I don't fly the 727 as much as I would like to, really. What is your suggestion that is not popular? I can't wait until a lot more liveries come out for this aircraft on flightsim.to because there's a look at that shot. I love that shot. Yeah, we do need a few more liveries like the BOAC. There's. Let me just go look at flightsim.to. I'm pretty sure even by now people still haven't brought out liveries for it. Yeah, you see, I'm looking at the list of liveries that the most recent liveries released, and yeah, people still have not jumped on board with the 707 yet. Ah, the old Athens airport, Elgat, built in 1936, closed in 2001. It featured a very challenging circle to land to avoid the city and is basically the most iconic airport for every Greek aviator. Yeah, so I actually have thought of that. There is a freeware on flightsim.to that kind of gives you some basic default looking airfield, which I have installed in the sim. But yeah, I think that's one of the airports that I think would be really cool to do. I agree with you. So especially because it's no longer there, but especially for that story, I think Mentor Pilot on YouTube did a really good documentary on the, I think it was a 747-100 or 200 from Olympic Air that took off and didn't have enough power to climb out and basically flew across the entirety of the city of Athens in ground effect and barely managed to climb away because it was so hot. And they had an issue with the engines that meant that they didn't have enough power or something. I can't remember exactly, but there's a really well done documentary by Mentor Pilot who talks about it and takes you through step by step. But basically they were taking off from Elgat and immediately departing to the northwest to fly over the city, found that they didn't have enough power to climb out and were essentially just ground affecting the entire way across the city, just buzzing, you know, city streets and buildings and everything. Yes, the pilot who broke the rules to save the 742. Very iconic. That's bad. What's bad is that he isn't even remembered in Greece. Really? Wow. Well. Yeah. Well, actually, I think even Mentor Aviation said at the end of the video that because it technically wasn't a crash, there was no NTSB investigation, there was no actual real official reports or anything. It was only what we have information wise is only what the pilot said happened at the time and eyewitness statements and things like that. So because of course there wasn't any FAA or CAA or NTSB formal official investigations on the issue. It's hard to really know, and it's not terribly well publicized. But the really shocking thing, I think, the icing on the cake for that story, and which I'm sure you may have heard, Toga Thrust, is that pilot who did that, after landing back in so as he took off and as he flew away, the pilots in the control tower saw how bad the situation was, that they actually contacted his daughter and told his daughter to get to the airport because he was basically going to crash. The people at the airfield thought 100% that plane is just going to crash. There's nothing to save it. And when he saved it and brought it back and landed in the airport again, his daughter was there thinking that she was arriving to the news that her father had died in a crash. And the real crazy thing is that pilot, that captain, after landing later that day, took off again in a 747-400 and then doing a proper flight the same day. It was an incredible story. Exactly, and literally not even Boeing believed it. No joke, really. They literally told Olympic, "You're lying to us, the plane should have crashed." And OAL just said, it's your plane, it's here, come and see it. Wow. Wow. See, now these are the stories you just never hear in aviation today, because aviation is now, it's broken down into numbers and decimal points and the 10th decimal place and the 100th decimal place. Like, aviation now is so accurate and so specific that you can't just, like, Boeing would never say that to an airline. It's just like, I can't imagine that ever happening today, because aviation is so exact and regulated, and there's so many redundancies built in and all of that. It's become so much safer than the days of that story happening, that those things I just can't ever imagine happening today. Let me guys get you the link to the YouTube video of what I've just discussed. As mental pilot, Olympic 747. There we go. Yeah, here it is.
You might have.
Yeah, so it's 21 minutes long, guys, but it's 100% worth a watch. Watch this video. Click on the link. Pause it in a tab, and you know, watch it at your own leisure. But it's 100% worth watching. Incredible story. Okay, so we're 48 minutes out of JFK. My brain. We're 48 minutes, sorry, out, and we're getting closer to our DME position update. So this is going to be fun. Let's just double check while I've got the time. Let's just have a look and see what else this manual can tell us. So we've enabled the automatic DME updating. If these conditions are not met, disabling automatic. Okay, you can disable it as well. DME correction criteria. When in PI mode 4, aided inertial navigation positions correction can only be taken place when the following: the selector station slot is not 0. A valid return signal is received from a station. The station is within 250 nautical miles. The calculated distance to the entered station coordinates and the received. Okay. Due to either errors, okay, and
Washington Center, TWO 644 Heavy, flight level 370.
okay, cool. So that's good. We've gleaned everything we can, I believe, from that. Everyone is talking about AI, and honestly, the story of OAL 11411 proves to me how important the human factor is. Yep. The balls and the courage and the skill it takes to break rules and go against all odds, yeah, is something AI can never do, in my opinion. Yeah, no, that's correct. That's correct. AI, yeah. Yeah, we're in an AI bubble at the moment, guys. Don't pay any attention to it. Don't pander to AI. My job, my day job is I'm an audio producer. I'm a freelance audio producer. I narrate audiobooks, you know, amongst other things, and I've been looking at AI, and people constantly talk about to me, you know, oh, are you not going to be replaced soon by an AI voiceover? And not anytime soon, as far as I can tell, because AI constantly get pronunciations wrong. They constantly get the tone of a sentence wrong. They don't understand the context of what they're talking about. It's not good. It's not good enough. And a human being wants to hear another human being. It's as simple as that. And also, I tried to use AI the other day to try to edit my audio after I'd narrated it, to see if it could delete the bad sentences and the outtakes, and crop the gaps in between the takes, and it did a really bad job, and I had to spend a load of time correcting what the AI had done. So I don't think it's ready yet. In many ways, I think it's blown up to be something that it's not, and I don't think it's going to take over the world, and I don't think that we're all going to lose our jobs, because at the end of the day, we are the human beings with the actual brains, and robots will always just be robots. So that is my opinion on AI. Right, next topic. But anyway, yeah, we keep going to interior views, and the window blinds are all down, so you kind of go to a blank view, and you're like, what are we looking at? But that should be a window view. I love the 707 shape, the fuselage, the proportions. I love the liveries. You know, this is really good. I'm enjoying this. We just need a BOAC livery, guys. We need a BOAC livery. Amongst other very good liveries as well. Let me see. I think I... Let me just log into... how do you go to the page where you can request a livery? All categories. No. Ah, well. Yeah, I can't see any new liveries yet, sadly, but... excited to hear that you're thinking of making LGAT. If you're interested, and whenever you're available, I can send you a zip file with accurate pictures of the airport. Yes! Are they accurate pictures of the airport at what time period in history, though? Is it late 50s or early 60s? If so, I would love them. To be fair, I'll take pictures of any time period of the airport for research purposes, but I specifically would be interested in late 50s, early 60s. The pictures are from X-plane scenery, but they are 100% accurate. Okay, thank you. I would appreciate that. If you hit me up at Discord, I did create a Discord. I did put the Discord invite link further up in the chat, I believe. If you scroll up, you should be able to see it. Oh, I'm disappointing you there from the 90s. I still take them from the 90s. Yeah. I'll still take them from the 90s. Okay, so we're on 4-4 in terms of the position, and this is how far away from the VOR that we are. So it won't be long until we get into there, and then hopefully we'll go from 4-4 to 3-4 and prove that DME updating is working. Also, the upcoming VFR update for Beyond ATC is going to be a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be testing that when we get full VFR implementation. The next flight in the 707 I'm going to do, I believe, is probably a transatlantic long haul. And I'm going to be testing, again, I'm going to be testing the DME updating on a transatlantic long haul. So amazing joining the Discord. Sorry for jumping back and forth through topics. It takes some time to type everything out. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Yep, I just heard the ping. Yeah, just send me a private message in Discord with a link or something to the photos. That'd be fine. Thank you. And then I'll just save them in a folder on my computer for whenever it comes time to start work on LGAT. But to be fair, I'll probably do Shannon. I'm starting on Shannon. Then I'll probably do Gander. Then I'll probably do Heathrow. And then after Heathrow, I might do JFK or I might do something else. So it's kind of like this, you know, by the time I get to LGAT, it's going to be, you know, probably years into the making. I first have to learn how to do airports. And what I'm doing also is I'm doing some custom stuff, custom ground textures. So it's not just using the default tool SDK tools. It's using custom textures, custom ground assets, and stuff. So, okay, let me just have a look at little nav map again. So we're not too far away from that. I look forward to a longer flight with a heavier load in this. It's fine, I still haven't found anyone willing to make it on flightsim.to, so you're my only hope. Cool, good. Do you live in the region then? Are you a Greek man yourself, or what? Because if you could get me as much LGAT information as you could, that would be helpful in my initial research, definitely. And I'll also, of course, be looking at online for any photo references of when the airport was in existence. So, yeah. I don't know if you saw in my previous live stream. I'll show you actually a photo of what I've done so far in my Shannon scenery development. This is Shannon, this is the main terminal, the control tower of Shannon so far. This is the Sim Outhouse DC4, which is a kind of freeware that's in development at the moment. So just that's none of my work, but it's this custom concrete ground texture, as well as all the buildings in the background there, are my work so far. I've got a long way to go, but you can see I'm starting to block out random things, so yeah. Okay, so we're inside the influence of the VOR, so we should be going from 4-4 to 3-4 at some point, so I'm going to be watching that like a hawk now to see if our INS becomes more accurate by flying through that VOR. So we need to go from 4-4 to 3-4, and that's how we will know that we've got a winner. I am Greek, yes. I am from Larissa, which is about a 4-hour drive from Athens. I went to LGAT in 2023, but by then only the international terminal remained. Everything else was demolished. Yeah. I mean, even if you had pictures in 2023 of the international terminal, that at least that is worth because those would be color photos of the terminal. Often color photographs are helpful, but the thing is if I'm developing an airport from the late 50s, early 60s, in some airports so much has changed that modern photos don't really help unless there's a particular building that you know for a fact hasn't changed in like 80 years, you know. Some airports have remnants where they've got like a building here and a building there that's pretty much exactly as it used to be back in the day, and that's helpful for GPS positioning of building assets and stuff like that. So thank you. Yeah, I still have a long way to go, but it's kind of, I'm learning. I'm trying now. If you have a look here, I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you what I'm up to at the moment. Right, so let's say this is Shannon, and this is the concrete texturing. You can see the concrete ground are all on weird angles and shapes and curves and stuff. So I've done all that, but you see the black tire gum around the taxi pads. All of this black tire gum. I need a way of laying over the concrete slabs that black tire gum. But you can see that the control tower there and that building there with the doors, and the kind of corner of that building there is if I go back to this one here, you can see, yeah, so you've got that building there, the doors, the tower, and then the corner of that building in the background is this building here. You see with the step, and there's the control tower there with that building there, which is this one here, there. So, and then this long building here. Yeah, if you can see actually this step in the roof. Running along there is this sort of step in the roof just there, and yeah, so you can see it's I've got some very, very accurate high detail photos that go down to a very, very good detail of this airfield. You know, the cars in the car park and the shape of the car park and the walkways and the roads and the aprons and taxiways and, you know, some of the ground markings, and, you know, I've got a really good detail for this airport. So I kind of need as much detail as I possibly can for the airports that I'm going to be trying to do. Okay, so we're now on to 5-4. Even being inside the frequency range. This is not hopeful. This is not hopeful. I'm not managing to make this work. Let's have a look at this here. Yeah, I'm not seeing much going on there. It's a bit sad. This needs more testing. I'm gonna have to test this further to see if this is really working or not, but I don't think I've put anything in incorrectly so far. And I have cross-checked the working title process with the FSS 727 process. So I don't think I'm in the wrong here, but we'll have to just see. We're also inbound to JFK. Let's have a look. Now we've got to think about coming into JFK properly. Okay. Coming in from the south. That actually looks really nice. I bet it takes a crap ton of time to do all this. I really wish I could help you, but I have zero idea how to make scenery. Well, yeah, it does. It does take a crap ton of time to make the scenery because you have to learn absolutely every little way of doing stuff, and it's not like there's tons of YouTube tutorials on how to do it. So it does get quite tedious trying to figure out how to do stuff. So really what I need is I need to talk to other people who are scenery developers for 2024. I don't have friends who make scenery. I'm just trying to do it myself, so their help would be helpful, but I'm kind of making my way forwards bit by bit, so... If anyone in the chat knows a scenery dev who would be willing to, you know, chat with me about creating period scenery, then I'd be very happy to chat to them. So, we are 30 minutes away from JFK now, roughly. And we're right up against... We're actually right up against Mach 0.9. That's... I mean... Maybe I could cruise at Mach 0.8 and be more efficient. Let's just slow the EPR down. It's told me to stay at EPR 1.8, but maybe I should just be at 1.6 and see if we can reduce that. Yeah, we're still at 0.5. We're still at 54, and we're about to leave the authority of that VOR. So. Looks like I have failed to do any DME position updating this evening, folks. That doesn't mean to say that there's a mistake as of yet, because this is just my first test. But I do need to test this further, and as soon as I have a definitive answer on the DME updating process, and if I can repeat the process and make it a success, I will make a proper video on that for the channel. But until then, I'm just going to have to start testing. So he only makes X-Plane 12 scenery. Yeah, no, that's not helpful at all. I think that's a completely different world, but you know, interesting nonetheless. Okay, so we're in Washington Center, and when I need to, I can call ready for top of descent. Yesterday evening, I began descending too quickly, or too soon, and so we are potentially landing in about half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on how fast we can get into JFK, and how fast Beyond ATC can vector us in. We do actually have a star set. What I should have done is I really should have loaded up a Simbri flight plan without a SID or a star, so that Beyond ATC just gave us radar vectors, which would be more authentic to this time period of an aircraft, but I can always do that another day. I kind of forgot to do that on this particular flight, but one thing I did see in someone else's live stream, I think, am I right? Yeah, here we go. Altitude selector. So the airplane altitude, we need to put this up to 37. And I'm only just remembering this now. Here we go. QNH is set. It's on auto pressurization control, aft. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave it as is and see what happens. What are we? Oh, here we go. Cabin altitude is 6,450. Cabin differential is 8.5 psi. Okay, so it's actually automatically pressurized. The flight engineer has correctly pressurized the passenger cabin for us, which is great. I've really found in the last video, I was really impressed by the how well the auto flight engineer does his job with no bugs, no issues at all. He seems to do a really good job. So in my next 707 video, I will probably not use this this panel where I can automatically import all the legs. I will probably manually input the legs from scratch. And if any of you want to know how to actually manually input every waypoint leg from scratch and do it that way without using this handy tool, that would be a video to watch. So we'll see. One of these days I'm going to have to upgrade my PC because it's the processor and the RAM speed is really getting a bit old now, and the graphics card is okay, but the processor and the RAM speed really are starting to kind of bottleneck me. So one of these days, one of these years, I'm gonna have to. Oh. Okay. What is the temperature right now? I'm sweating. It's 23 Celsius. Okay, I'm gonna open the door. Try and get some cooler air here. By the way, if you're interested in aircraft with completely different systems logic compared to Boeing. Oh my goodness, that scared me. Don't know why hang on guys, let me just talk to someone else here. There we go. Sorry guys, I have to keep the door closed for the moment. So, by the way, if you're interested in aircraft with completely different systems logic compared to Boeing, FSS is developing a Tupolev 154. Yeah, I flew at an X-Plane 11, and man, our Soviet aircraft different beast. Wow. Yeah, so I have heard about that. And I don't really know what to think about that. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, thank you, my dear. My air stewardess has brought me a refreshing drink. It's called a wife. Let's see about doing some flybys here. There you go. Oh. Oh. X-plane is a great variety of old Soviet aircraft. Tupolev 154, 134, IL-76, AN-24, Yak-40. They're very challenging but fun to fly. Yeah, so is that X-plane 12 or X-plane 11 that you're talking about? Because I know 12 is out, but not everything has come from X-plane 11 to 12 yet. I think, is that correct? I know very little about X-plane, I'm afraid. Okay, we are still at 5-4.
Expect camera 5, runway 22 right, TWO is 644 heavy.
Washington Center, Roxy 870, flight level 330.
Oh, we're going in 22 right. Oh, interesting. Okay, the wind must have changed. Interesting. We're going in, we're going to have to wrap around JFK and come in from the northeast. They're vectoring us, Cameron 5, 22 right. Interesting, okay. Mostly X-plane 11, the only Soviet aircraft that moved to X-plane 12 are the Tu-154 and the AN-24. I just got the 707 based on your last video, and I'm really impressed so far. Dare I say I might even prefer it over the FSS 727. Ooh. Ooh, I mean, Oh, I don't know. I don't know. The FSS 727, in terms of its quality and its fidelity, I think is significantly higher than the 707. But the 707 here is growing on me. This is growing on me, I think. We'll have to see. I'm gonna have to fly both of them side by side until I can really answer that, but... Yeah, I kind of get what you say, but the 727 is also really good. Especially the 727-100, it looks so good, and it flies beautifully, and... Yeah. Yeah, the 727 is way more in depth. Yes, that's clear, I think. But it's not just about, is an aircraft the most in depth? There's a bit more to an aircraft to be... Yeah. There's more to it than that, I think. There's different kind of flying as well, and some types of flying suit some people and not others. Like, for instance, once I started working from home, I found that long hauls all of a sudden were far more easier for me to accomplish, because I could, before I started work, I could start a flight and turn on the autopilot and then go to work, and then after I finish work, and I can check it periodically throughout the day, and then I can come back and land it after I finish work or after dinner and the baby's been put to bed, But it's short flights which are a bit more haphazard for me. So, yeah. Regional stuff is not always as easy. We'll see, but some people only like short flights and don't like long hauls. They don't like the idea of flying 8-10 hours, you know, over an ocean where they can't see anything. They'd rather fly, you know, bush plane, you know. Speaking of bush planes, the Gottfriend's BC-12D is going to release soon, and that looks really, really beautiful. I will be covering that on the channel. In terms of bush planes, that has it covered. That looks really, really fun. So, yeah, I'll be looking at that. One thing I'd say FSS does great is the manuals. The 727 comes with great in-depth documentation, letting you learn the aircraft in depth from scratch, along with performance tables and checklists. Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. The cockpit vent volume on the 727 is way too loud and extradent. Yeah. That's true. Okay, we've just got descend to flight level 350. Let's pull the throttles back. Descend down to 350. (125.45) set. Okay, so now's the time to go to the flight engineer and do our descent prep.
Descent preparation checklist. 1,000 air compressors.
I definitely like this a lot more than the Innobuilds L1011. I have to be honest. We're down to 6.4 now. The only two things I'd say is please give us a second INS. I feel like it's wrong to have a 707 with only one of them. I feel like 707s had two, and I can't get that out of my head, particularly for transatlantic crossings and trans-Pacific crossings. If anything happened to your INS, you would pretty much screwed. You would need a second one to immediately switch to. So I don't know why they didn't give us two in this aircraft. I naturally assumed that they would, and then all of a sudden it was like, in yesterday's live stream, I was like, oh, there's only one of them. So if there was any feedback that I would try and give the devs, it would be that. And to make the APU an optional thing, and give us also the ability to do air starts, or from ground air starts, rather than APU air starts. I do love the wing flex in this, though. It is most succulent to mine eyes. Okay, I am going to bring up beyond ATC a little bit so that I can actually...
Heavy, flight level 350.
TWO 644 Heavy, Washington Center, good afternoon.
Okay. At some point soon, I'm going to have to potentially start requesting further descent. Oh, I don't know what that noise was. That doesn't sound good. Also, I don't really know where the lights are in this aircraft. Let's see if I can... Ah, here we go. No, it's more like instrument lights I'm looking for. You would probably be able to see these lights much better in the dark, so... anyway. I might request further descent. The backup is stellar navigation. Yeah, would be legal to fly this on modern skies without GNS and TCAS. Yeah, it should be fine. It should be fine. You would just have to. I mean, all the ATC, all that VATSIM ATC cares about is, can you navigate where I want you to go?
TWOA 644 Heavy, descend and maintain 1717,000, altimeter 2982.
Descend and maintain 1717,000, altimeter 2982, TWOA 644 Heavy.
There we go. Down through the transition layer, here we go. The massive tablet on the left cockpit beam is a minus for me, to be honest. Ruins the 50s feel. A clipboard like in the 727 would be nice. EFBs are a bit overrated and overdone in my opinion.
Washington Center, Moxie 870, leaving flight level 308 for flight level 330.
There you go.
Moxie 870, Washington Center, continue climb to flight level 330.
I mean, you could fly the entire flight without it. I will probably get to the point where I'll turn it off half the time.
Moxie 870, descend via Sardi 1 arrival, runway 6, altimeter 2981.
Descending at 2,000 feet per minute.
Runway 6, altimeter 2981, Moxie 870.
Why doesn't it work for me? What do you mean not work for you? What doesn't work for you? Turning the tablet off? You click the right-hand side of the tablet down this black edge, and it disappears. And then to turn it back on again, you just click the middle. See? You just click down this edge, like that.
TWOA 644 Heavy, contact Washington Center 121.025, good day.
Center on 121.025, TWOA 644 Heavy, good day. Washington Center, TWOA 644 Heavy, leaving flight level 312, descending to 17,000 feet.
TWOA 644 Heavy, Washington Center, copy.
Yes, it won't go away for me when I click what you clicked, and I literally clicked everywhere. Maybe should do a reinstall. I don't know. What server are you on? I'm not on VATSIM. I'm on beyondatc.net. This is a offline AI ATC app. Basically, the main contender to Say Intentions. You probably know what I'm talking about anyway, so. Coming down through 27,000 feet. I think I might actually steepen that a little even more because okay, that's as low as I can go without the air horn for the horn for the gear sounding. Okay, so I'm still on. Yeah, I'm still on the CIVA INS waypoints. Yeah, still on. Cameron is the last waypoint that I'm going to, and then it's direct to the airfield. Okay, it's not helpful, but we'll get beyond ATC to vector us. Watching this, I want to go and dig out reruns of the TV show Pan Am. Yes, Ian, I did watch that a while back. It's got Margaret, is it Maggie? Margaret Robbie? Margaret Robbie, is it? Yeah, she's done a lot more things since then, but yeah, Margaret Robbie, I think her name is. Yeah, no, that was a good TV show. That was kind of fun. I loved in episode 1 seeing them flying the DC-6 out of Havana. That was probably my favorite shot. Actually seeing the DC-6 Pan Am DC-6 propliner. I enjoyed it kind of for what it was anyway. So okay, we're kind of overspeeding now, so. Well, we're coming down through 22,000 feet. We can still be this fast. Loved it for the flying bits. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I'm one of those who would do CTP on it.
TWI-644 heavy, turn left, heading 020.
Turn left, heading 020, TWI-644 heavy.
TWI-644 heavy, leave camera on heading 030, expect radar vectors for visual approach, runway 22 right.
Leave camera on heading 030, expect radar vectors for visual approach, runway 22 right, TWI-644 heavy.
American 2814, contact Washington Center 133.125.
Contact Washington Center 133.125, American 2814.
Okay.
TWI-644 heavy, turn right, heading 030.
Turn right, heading 030, TWI-644 heavy.
Do you know what happened to John Travolta 707?
TWI-644 heavy, contact Washington Center 125.45. Have a good afternoon.
Is that not the one that's the Sydney, the Qantas? Is that the Qantas one? Did it end up in a museum? I can't remember.
Level 182 descending to 17,000 feet.
Okay.
TWI-644 heavy, Washington Center, roger. TWI-644 heavy, descend maintain 8,000 feet.
Descend maintain 8,000 feet, TWI-644 heavy.
TWI 644 Heavy, turn left heading 025.
Turn left, heading 025, TWA 644 Heavy.
Right, we're expecting 22 left, and the ILS for that is 10-9. So let's put in 10-9 on nav 1, so that's 10-9. And the course for that ILS is 225. So let's put 225 in the box.
Delta 1075, contact Washington Center 21025.
225 set.
Washington Center 21025, Delta 1075.
He donated.
Center, JetBlue 405, 1717,500.
Yeah, I just remember seeing it.
JetBlue 405.
Oh no! Why? No! Why?
JetBlue 1168, contact Washington Center 133.125. Take care.
Contact Washington Center 133.125, JetBlue 1168.
We should not have leveled out there. I didn't catch that in time. We're using some speed brakes.
TWA 644 Heavy, contact New York Center 125.325.
Center on 125.325, TWA 644 Heavy.
Okay, here we go, guys. This is where I'm not going to be talking on the chat. I won't be answering chat as much as I normally would. So...
TWA 644 Heavy, New York Center, roger.
Coming down through 14,000 feet.
Heavy, contact New York approach 128.125.
Contact New York approach, TWA 644 Heavy, take care. New York approach, TWA 644 Heavy, leaving 14,200 feet, descending to 8,000 with information, Oscar.
TWA 644 Heavy, New York approach, altimeter 2982, expect a visual approach, runway 22 right.
Altimeter 2982, expect a visual approach, runway 22 right.
The visual. If we're doing the visual, I'm going to do a visual landing. I'm going to do a... I'm not going to use... I'm going to only use the ILS and localizer as references on the gauge, but I will do a fully manual, non-autopilot visual. Just for you guys.
Delta 383 Heavy, turn right, heading 150.
Turn right, heading 150, Delta 383 Heavy.
Is there any way to clear the landing gear warning horn in the 707?
Delta 383 Heavy, airport is at your 2 o'clock, 15 miles. Report the field in sight.
We have the field, Delta 383 Heavy.
Delta 383 Heavy, cleared visual approach, runway 22 left.
Cleared visual approach 22 left, Delta 383 Heavy.
KLM 207 Heavy, leave Krell heading 300, expect radar vectors for visual approach, runway 22 left.
Leave Krell heading 300, expect radar vectors for visual approach, runway 22 left.
Okay, we're overspeeding. We should not be,
1,000 to go.
let's go to the landing data card, set bugs. Field elevation is 13 feet. Yeah, we're within our... Sorry about the noise, folks. We're just kind of trying to get under 250.
Contact Kennedy Tower 119.1.
Contact Tower 119.1, Delta Tree 83 Heavy.
TWO is 644 Heavy. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. TWO 644 Heavy.
It keeps leveling off the altitudes that I had selected, which makes sense. It's just that coming in quite hot, quite high and fast. I might need an extension on the downwind because I'm still too high and too fast here. Oh, sorry. Send and maintain 5,000. Okay, I'm not going to be looking at chat here from now on. Sorry, guys. I wanna really do a textbook visual approach here. Okay, coming down through 6,500 feet. 1,500 feet per minute descent rate, and we've got the power all the way out, and we're still holding about 225, 226 knots, even with the speed brakes out. But then the 707 speed brakes are not huge.
TWO 644 Heavy, increase speed 240 knots.
Oh, okay.
Increase speed 240 knots. TWO 644 Heavy.
Okay then. I guess he wants 240. Let's give him 240 then. Coming down through 5,000. We're almost at 5,000.
KLM 207 Heavy, airport is at your 10 o'clock, 13 miles. Report the field in sight.
Field in sight, KLM 207 Heavy.
KLM 207 Heavy, clear visual approach runway 22 left.
Cleared visual approach 22 left, KLM 207 Heavy.
Pneumatics. Set. Passenger signs.
Decision height 200 feet.
Landing
Set.
lights. Extended and on. Fuel boost pumps. On.
5,000 feet. Captured.
Set to off. AC auxiliary pumps.
That's 245 on the speed. So 5 knots fast. Just throttle back ever so slightly.
Completed.
Approach check complete. Let's go to the landing check. Let's prep that. So all we have to do is hit run once we're ready. Oh, look at the KLM in front of me. Hello.
TWO 644 Heavy, reduce speed 220 knots.
Reduce speed 220 knots. TWO 644 Heavy.
TWO 644 Heavy, turn left, heading 290. Vectors for the visual approach runway 22 right.
Turn left, heading 290. TWO 644 Heavy.
TWO 644 Heavy, descend and maintain 4,000.
Descend and maintain 4,000. TWO 644 Heavy.
American 2899, minimum approach speed.
Minimum approach speed, American 2899.
4,000 outsell.
TWO 644 Heavy, airport is at your 10 o'clock, 13 miles. Report the field in sight.
Field in sight. TWO 644
That's the
Heavy.
KLM. We're gonna have a go around.
TWO 644 Heavy, clear visual approach, runway 22 right.
Clear visual approach 22 right. TWO 644 Heavy.
KLM 207 Heavy, contact Kennedy Tower 119.1 CU.
Over to Tower 119.1, KLM 207 Heavy.
Oh crap! To 109.5. He gave me crap. He gave me cleared visual 22 right, not 22 left. Okay. Autopilot off. Let's take this manual. And I've probably blown through. Yeah, blown through my localizer. It's okay. We'll come back on the localizer. And coming down through 4,000 feet, but we've cleared the visual now.
TWA 644 Heavy. Contact Kennedy Tower 123.9er.
Over to Tower 123.9er, TWA 644 Heavy. Good day. Kennedy Tower, TWA 644 Heavy. Visual runway 22 right.
TWA 644 Heavy, Kennedy Tower, wind 220 at 10, runway 22 right, cleared to land.
Runway 22 right, clear to land. TWA 644 Heavy.
She feels really heavy. She feels really good in, you know, manual. Hang on a second.
Delta 218 Heavy, ready for departure, runway 22 right.
Where am I actually flying here? That
Delta 218 Heavy, Kennedy
1095,
Tower, wind
223.
030, runway 22 right, cleared for takeoff, traffic 7 mile final, no delay.
Fly heading 030, runway 22
That
right.
that localizer is completely wrong. That localizer is completely wrong.
1211, contact New York departure. Contact New York departure, JetBlue 1211, see you.
Yeah, that localizer. Okay, flaps full. Let's go before landing checklist now.
Before landing checklist. Spoiler and rudder test guards. Closed. Engine start switches. Set to flight start. Passenger signs. On. Air compressor 3. Set to off. Altimeter. Set. Before landing.
Oh, there's the KLM right there off my 11 o'clock. We're almost doing a parallel landing. Except not quite. Okay, on speed. Yeah, she feels so good to hand fly. Really, really good to hand fly. I'm a little bit low. Adjusting. Oh, there's someone taking off on 22 right.
Contact New York departure, good day.
Contact New York departure, Delta 218 Heavy.
Echo India, Kilo Heavy, holding short, runway 22 right.
Echo India, Kilo Heavy, hold short of runway 22 right.
I have someone crossing.
Short of runway 22 right, Echo India,
I have
Kilo
two
Heavy.
aircraft crossing the runway. Oh, and I'm on short final. That ain't good. And another one, a third one crossing the runway. Displace threshold. Okay, here we go.
300 feet.
Glide slope. Glide slope. Glide minimum.
Continue. Continue.
Glide slope. 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 Glide slope.
30. 20. 10.
Echo India Kilo Heavy, runway 22 right, line up and wait. Line up and wait, runway 22 right, Echo India Kilo Heavy. TWOA 644 Heavy, exit right at Kilo 1.
Exit right at Kilo 1, TWOA 644 Heavy.
After landing checklist. Landing lights. Retracted and off. Strobe lights is on. Taxi lights is on. Starting the APU. Flaps. Up and no lights. Speed brake lever. Pull forward. Window heat. Set to off. Probe heat. Set to
Echo India Kilo Heavy, Kennedy Tower, wind 220 at 10, fly heading 030, runway 22 right, cleared for takeoff. Fly heading 030, runway 22 right, cleared for takeoff. Echo India Kilo Heavy.
forward fuel.
TWOA 644 Heavy, contact ground 121.9er.
Ground 121.9er, TWOA 644 Heavy.
Off. Pneumatics. Set.
Woo.
APU generator is set to on.
TWOA 644 Heavy, request taxi to the gate.
Is open. After landing check.
TWOA 644 Heavy, welcome to Kennedy Airport. Say parking or advise if need assignment.
We'll take any gate, please. TWOA 644 Heavy.
TWOA 644 Heavy, taxi to gate Bravo 42 via Kilo, hold short of runway 31 left.
Taxi to gate Bravo 42 via Kilo, hold short of runway 31 left. TWOA 644 Heavy.
TWOA 644 Heavy, hold short of runway 31 left, departing traffic.
Hold short of runway 31 left. TWOA 644 Heavy.
American 306, cross runway 22 right at hotel. Cross runway 22 right at hotel, American 306. JetBlue 859, contact Kennedy Tower 123.9er.
Contact Tower 123.9er, JetBlue 859.
TWOA 644 Heavy, cross runway 31 left at Kilo, taxi to gate Bravo 42 via Kilo, 4 Kilo Echo, Bravo Sierra Alpha, Alpha Sierra.
Cross runway 31 left at Kilo, taxi to gate Bravo 42 via Kilo, 4 Kilo Echo, Bravo Sierra Alpha, Alpha Sierra, TWOA 644 Heavy.
KLM 207 Heavy, cross runway 22 right at Juliet, taxi to gate Alpha 37 via Juliet, Kilo Alpha Hotel Bravo. Cross runway 22 right at Juliet, taxi to gate Alpha 37 via Juliet, Kilo Alpha Hotel Bravo, KLM 207 Heavy.
American 15.
He's rolling. He's rolling. He's already rolling.
American 15 Kennedy ground, pushback and engine start approved, face west.
Pushback approved, face west, American 15.
Well, that looks wrong to kind of make that turn, but
150, date Alpha 16, request pushback.
Endeavor 5150 Kennedy ground, pushback and engine start approved, face southwest.
you see, a 777 looks like a monster in comparison with the 707. The 777 looks like a monster. It's amazing. Really interesting.
123.9, American 306.
Delta 148 Heavy at gate Alpha 28, request pushback.
Delta 148 Heavy, Kennedy ground, pushback approved, face southeast.
Pushback and engine start approved, face southeast, Delta 148 Heavy.
It was a bit of a taxi to the gate here.
American 15, request taxi to the active.
No, I think you're on profile more or less now. We didn't see that. Nothing happened. Yikes.
Alpha, November Charlie, Tango Alpha,
Yeah.
Alpha, Delta Bravo, cross runway 13 left at Delta Bravo, continue taxiing via Foxtrot Bravo, Echo.
Runway 22 right, taxi via Alpha.
You can see now. You can see now at
Delta Bravo. Cross runway 13 left at Delta Bravo. Continue taxiing via Foxtrot Bravo. Echo. American 15.
You can see how now at a major hub, while trying to live stream, with Beyond ATC AI traffic injected and live streaming all at the same time, my processor and RAM speed just can't really keep up, and that's where the stutters are all starting to occur. So one of these days, you know, I would like to get, I think for the YouTube channel, I would like to get a PC upgrade, but it's not going to be anytime soon. I think what with the cost of PC components these days. So just gonna have to do the best I can. VATSIM is always easier on the performance, but then that's because most of the time on VATSIM you don't have airports as fully stocked with aircraft as you would on, say, Intentions or Beyond ATC. So, but anyway, the upshot of the live stream was that we so far were not able to do any DME position updating with the CIVA INS. That's the upshot of the video. That's not to say that we will know it doesn't work. It just means that I have more testing to do. So, oops, a bit of a ground elevation glitch at this airport. I think this is the Inibuilds JFK that I've got. So, yeah, you see now the FPS is really sluggish whenever I look around in the cockpit. You see, but you know, 98% of the time, you know, it's smooth, you know, whenever I'm flying around. It's just situations like this.
Runway 22 right via Delta Alpha, Bravo, Delta Bravo. Cross runway 13 left at Delta Bravo. Continue taxiing via Foxtrot Bravo, Echo, JetBlue 17.
JetBlue 1023, request taxi. JetBlue 1023, runway 31 left, taxi via Delta Alpha, Alpha, Echo, Alpha, Bravo.
Yeah, you see, I'm all choppy.
Runway 22 right. Runway 31 left, taxi via Delta Alpha, Alpha, Echo, Alpha, Bravo.
Whatever happened to taxi to gate? What was the, what do you mean, the taxi to gate JFK? I don't know. I think this is the I think this is Inibuilds JFK that I'm on at the moment. I saw on the about page you have the Chill Blast Matt Davies PC. Yeah, yeah, it's a throwback for sure. Yeah, still pretty powerful PC though. Yeah, it's been modded. It's been modded quite a lot since I first bought it in its original state. Oh, now I missed my taxiway. Yeah, so I've modded it quite heavily since I bought it in its original configuration. I have to say, I pulled out the motherboard, installed new everything practically. It's just been a custom PC build for me now at this point. But the issue is that in order to upgrade the processor and the RAM, I really need to rip the motherboard out and get a new motherboard in order to get a new processor and new RAM in, because my current motherboard will not fit a newer CPU and RAM. So it kind of gets to the point where you're looking at a significant chunk of the PC needs to be upgraded, you know. Okay, it's a right-hand turn into this slot here, and we're home. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, no, it was a good test to see how it fits in with Beyond ATC. It was also It's also good to play around a bit more with the CIVA INS and see what it's capable of. It looks like maybe I got the DME updating process wrong. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe it does work and I just didn't get it to work correctly this time. But like I say, I need to just do some more. I need to do some more. I need to do some more testing and see how we go. There you go. Okay, let's do a shutdown checklist.
Shutdown checklist. Air conditioning. Off. Engine 2, 3, 150, contact Kennedy Tower, 123.9. Off.
Over to Tower 123.9 and Nova 5150.
Off. Wing anti-ice. Turned
American 2899, cross runway 31 left at Kilo, taxi today, Bravo, 32 Olivia, Kilo 4, Kilo Echo, Bravo, Mike Bravo, Alpha Sierra, Alpha Sierra.
So folks, welcome to JFK. And as soon as I delete Beyond ATC, I bet you the FPS is going to get a lot better. There you go. Nice and smooth FPS now without Beyond ATC. It's a bit of a shame, really, because Beyond, you know, I just Beyond ATC would be such an amazing asset if the performance was better. But Beyond ATC will really shine for me when VFR is concerned, I think. So anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching. I enjoyed that. I hope you guys did. Let me have a look. Oh yeah, that's a pain. I upgraded my CPU last year, Ryzen 9600, very nice X, and had to purchase a lot of brand new stuff. Thank you for the stream. Glad I was able to catch a stream after so long. Have an amazing day. You too, Togo Thrust. Thank you for joining, and hope the content is helping you. And please, guys, let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. I plan on doing, rather than doing long-form live streams of the aircraft, I'm now going to probably start honing in on specific aspects of the 707 and create dedicated tutorials, zooming in on fine detail of specific systems or aspects in order to kind of help to build up my own proficiency of the aircraft, but everyone else's if you want to watch that. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Wait, that is not the same 707 I have. Oh. Hey Peter, I know you love props as much as me, but did you test the Red Wings constellation, super constellation? I did, and I have to say it is just not my aircraft, man. I tested it, I tried it, and it still does not perform smoothly for me on my system for some reason. Even in 2024, even natively built for 2024, I was beta testing it, and it was like there's something that's just very clunky about the controls. So the autopilot system is really clunky for me. It porpoises all over the place. Like I was like, no, I'm just not going to bother. I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to invest more time in an aircraft that just it didn't really, unfortunately, seem to do the job. It's not like the DC-6 at all. It's not like, I don't know. The autopilot, the whole automated flight crew just seemed to be really interfaced into the aircraft in a clunky way. It didn't seem to really work as smoothly with the other systems of the aircraft. So, yeah. Anyway, it's sad because we only literally have like one or two prop liners for we've got the DC-3 with the we've got the DC-3 with the what is it, Duckworth's mod from Matix, who's a friend of mine on Discord, and that's good. I haven't flown that in a long time, and maybe I should get that out and fly that again. So look at that view. Oh, I mean, it just looks beautiful. What an awesome aircraft. Okay, folks, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and feel free to to subscribe to the YouTube channel and get ready for more content coming from this aircraft and many of the other vintage airliners and GA aircraft that pop up on my YouTube channel from time to time. I'm going to be trying to focus in the future now more on actual tutorials rather than just live streams where people fly from A to B and show off an aircraft. Although that's fun, I feel like really what people came to me in the first place for was tutorials on how to do something that not a lot of other people have videos on. So that's kind of what I think I should focus on still. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed that too. And I'm going to call it this evening and go grab a shower and go to bed. And tomorrow's going to be like 31, 32 degrees up here in the northeast of England. So I'm not looking forward to that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yep, see you guys. Bye-bye. Thank you.